Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. Welcome back to the Crochet Corrado. Those are my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. Today is the Waterfall Stitch program. We have a total of 4 videos and they'll all be linked in the same link in the video description. They'll all go to the same thing because we have one download that will cover everything. Now what I'm going to do, the video title promised a certain type of stitch for it, so I'm going to demonstrate that immediately. I'm going to show you in ultra slow-mo, and then you can use the video chapters to jump ahead or back, and at the end of this tutorial I'm going to be telling you more about this stitch, why you would care about it. But for now, let me just get right into a stitch demonstration. We're now going to move on to the waterfall stitch for double crochet, and I find this is the easiest one of them all. Single crochet is fabulous. Double crochet is great. That whole half double crochet just makes me a little bit we won't even go there with those words today. So I really like this particular one, and we already have the pieces already going down, and so we're going to demonstrate it as we begin. So let's begin, and the final row at the top will be a double crochet. So you will find an instruction says sometimes that you do have double crochets that are in the rows, and the top one is a single crochet, and we'll have a separate video for that. So this is double crochet all the way down and all the way back to the top, finishing with a double crochet. Let's begin waterfall number 2, and we'll start and we'll make ourselves really great today some way somehow. Let's begin. So I'm going to demonstrate it what it looks like in real time, and then we're going to walk through the 3 stitches that are here, and we'll do those step by step nice and slowly for you. So let's just demonstrate it in real time just to be awesome. And I am going Isn't that fabulous? Bada boom, bada bang. So let's begin to show you how to do this, and it's really awesome, and as I said, it's pretty easy to do this one. Let's frog this out and let's begin waterfall number 2. So let's begin waterfall number 2. Before we go into this space, we need to wrap this hook once. So let's wrap, and we're going to stick the hook through this space. The space is obviously a lot taller than the other videos. So we're gonna go right into the space and just poke it out through the back side. And we're going to wrap that hook a total of 2 times. So you should see that it's on there twice. So once and twice. And now turn the whole project over to the back and go for that stitch that's by itself. And just stick it in like so. And don't be afraid to push in the hook. Now in this particular one, I'm calling these chain spaces as the bar. It's just easier for me to say. So this is a chain space that we're working with. So with double crochet, we yarn over and we pull through that stitch just like you normally would. And in double crochet, how many stitches do we normally pull through after we yarn over? It's always 2. So we're going to push the hook, yarn over, pull through just 2 loops on the hook only, and you're still not past this bar yet. You yarn over again and pull through this loop, and the bar this time. And once you're beyond the bar, don't be afraid to push that hook down. And because we're at the top already, we're going to finish this as a regular double crochet. So we yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2. So everything's working in sets of 2, but we just have to pay attention to where that bar is, and when you get over here the bars get more and more. So let's demonstrate the second time. So to start, we yarn over and we go into the space. We yarn over twice, and turn the project over and go for the stitch that you're aiming at. Push your hook in, don't be afraid to insert that hook nice and deep. You need the shaft on these things to work, because if their shaft is not big enough you can't get it in there. That's why I have my old-fashioned hook. So we yarn over and we pull through that stitch. It is double crochet, so whenever we yarn over we only pull through 2 loops at a time. So you see 3 loops before the bar. So when we start this one we yarn over, we pull through the first 2 loops only. Don't be afraid to push down that hook. Now we need to pull through the next 2 loops plus the bar. So yarning over the next 2 loops plus the bar and push down the hook. Now you're already at the top, so just turn it over to the good side of the work, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Nice and easy. Let's do one more time. Here's the space. Yarn over before you go into the space and push your hook through the space to the back, and then yarn over twice. You're already ready to go into the stitch below, so you're just going to maneuver your hook and going into that stitch. Keep everything nice and flat on your hook, it's just easier. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and now you're gonna treat it as a double crochet going all the way back to the top. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops and the bar, and then turn it over to the right side of the work because you're done, and then you just yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And so because the top of this now is double crochet, when you move on from this stitch it's just double crochet to continue. So you've just dropped down, filled everything in, and come all the way back to the top, and you're double crocheting as normal. So we're now going to begin waterfall number 3 with double crochet in a moment. So let's demonstrate what this looks like in real time, and then we'll talk about the 3 stitches slowly. And that's what it looks like. So what we see here is that the bottom one has been anchored in, but the ones in the middle just float. So they're just sitting there. So it's the stitch work above, when we start going in it will help it line better, but they'll be floating in between the stitches. So let's pull this out and let's begin doing a slow-mo of doing this waterfall number 3. Let's do waterfall number 3. Let's talk our way through it. So before we go into the space right here, I need you to yarn over and then go into the space towards the back. And once you get to the back side there, you yarn over twice. So you should see this crossing over and this crossing over. That's your twice. Then once you're ready is that you are just going to pull this to the front side of the work. I want you to think about this from this point of view, is that use your fingernail and just help slide those loops down your shaft. It's easier. If you try to ram it, why I'm doing that is that see how this is wrapped around the hook? If it changes order or crosses over, it becomes a real pain. Okay, so make sure you do that. You're going to come to the next space, and because it's the last space at the base, you want to wrap the hook twice and continue to turn the project over to the back side. And you're aiming for the stitch that you want to anchor into, and you want to push into that stitch. See, this is why you need a longer shaft for this. These grip handles are not gonna work. You yarn over, pull through the stitch, and like double crochet, when we yarn over we only pull through 2 loops at a time. So yarning, pulling it through 2, and now the next one is the 2 loops, and you're gonna go past the bar. So pull through the 2 loops and past the bar, and don't be afraid to push that hook down to make sure that that bar is behind you. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. And then once you're at the top here, you just turn it to the good side of the work and finish the double crochet as you know it. So yarn over, pull through 2 and 2. And so now you've gone down. So this one's floating, I'm not gonna worry about it, and we're gonna go for the next one. Let's begin again. Look for the space. Yarn over and come to the space and wrap twice. Make sure that you can see that it's wrapped twice on the hook. And you're going to bring it back towards the good side through the same space and use your fingernail to help push that. So I'm pushing the hook, I'm not pushing my thumb, I'm just pushing the hook. Then I'm coming to the next space below and it's the last space. So when I go to in, I still want to wrap twice, but continue to turn the project over and go for the stitch that you're looking for and insert into the stitch. Make sure this stays nice and flat on your hook. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and with double crochet it's always in sets of 2. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the bar. That bar represents the top of the stitch if you haven't figured that out yet. Okay, let's do yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the bar. And finally turn the project over to the right side of the work and finish this as you know it. So yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. And let's do it one more time. So look for the space, yarn over and going in, and yarn over twice. Pull through and push your hook down. Go to the next space, yarn over twice, and continue to turn the project over and going into the stitch that you're looking for. Pull through the stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops only. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the bar. Don't be afraid to push down that hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the bar. Do you see that's what's keeping that from falling off the project? It's that right there, it's wrapping around that. So turn it back to the good side and pull through 2 and 2. And that was waterfall number 3, and these are just floating in the inside, and next time you do the next few rounds you'll notice everything will stabilize. So to move on in something like this, you just continue to double crochet yourself across and you can see that it's a great time. So we're now going to move on to waterfall 4 in double crochet with the double crochet ending, and so we'll be going even deeper next time. Let's begin waterfall number 4. Let's show you the real time and then I'm going to walk you through 3 stitches slowly. So I'm just gonna start. And that's what it is. So you can see here it's floating like the others were. These are movable and they will settle out in the end. So let's pull this out and show you waterfall number 4, talking our way through it nice and slow. Let's begin. Let's begin waterfall number 4 and talk our way through it. We're going to begin by just yarning over before going into the space. So once it's yarned over, going in and poke it through the space, and once it's over there, wrap twice. Make sure that you can see that it's wrapped around the hook twice. You'll get used to the motion. Once you have that and you're satisfied, pull that hook back towards the good side through that hole and use your fingernail as a stabilizer and use the hook and push it down the shaft. And I want you to do the same thing in the next space. So just going into the next space down, wrap twice, and then pull back towards the good side of the work through the hole and use your fingernail just to hold and push. Now the next time you go through here, the stitch isn't going to be next, so you're just going to go through this space here and you're going to wrap twice, but this time continue to turn over the project so that you can see the first stitch that you want to go into. And once you have that, you're just going to find that stitch and push it through. Don't be afraid to feed a lot of the shaft through. Keep everything nice and flat. We want to work our way back to the top, so in order for double crochet we yarn over it, we pull through the stitch. In double crochet we know that everything is always in sets of 2, generally speaking, so when we go to yarn over we're going to pull through 2 loops. Now we're going to yarn over again, pull through 2 loops, but the bar is right here, which is the chain space, so I want you to pull beyond the 2 loops and beyond the bar at the same time. And don't be afraid to push down that hook so you make sure that that bar isn't behind. Now you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. The bar represents the top of the stitch, and usually what I do is I like to push it down just to make sure that I got that bar behind me. And now we yarn over, pull through 2, and then we yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. You're now currently at the top of the stitch, so just turn it over and finish it. So yarn over, pull through 2 and 2. And it's just resting in the middle, so you can maneuver it now, but it may adjust on you, so I just leave it where it is and we're going to begin the next time going through. So let's go down again. Before you go into the space you have to wrap it once. So wrap, so yarn over and into the space. Once you're there, wrap it twice. Make sure that you can see that it's going over the hook twice. And then bring it back through that space on the good side and using your fingernails as stabilizer, push the hook. Come into the next space right here. Coming in and you're going to wrap twice. And once you're happy with it, continue to bring that to the front side too. Bring it through the hole and use your fingernail just to hold and push. Now this next one is the last one before you're going in, so you're going to go into that space and you're going to wrap twice, and once you're happy with that, continue to turn the project upside down and going into the assigned stitch that you want to go into. Make sure everything's nice and flat on your hook. Yarning over, pulling it through the stitch, and everything's in sets of 2s. So yarn over, pull through 2, and because the bar is next after these 2 you want to go between after the 2 and beyond the bar. So just pull through the 2 and the bar, and don't be afraid to push that hook down to make sure that bar is behind. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the next bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 and the next bar. Finally we're going to yarn over on the good side of the work, pull through 2 and then pull through 2, and that will finish that. Let's do it one more time down. So we're going to yarn over going into the space, and you're going to wrap twice. Make sure you can see it on the hook twice, and bring this back towards the good side through the hole. You're then going to go into the next space, and once you're back there, just wrap twice and bring it back towards the good side of the work. We're now going to come into the last space, so you're just going to push back and wrap twice, but because it's the last space you want to continue to turn the project over and insert your hook into the stitch, keeping everything flat on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the stitch. Everything's in sets of 2. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the bar. The bar represents the top of the stitch, so you can see it's locking it to that bar. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the bar. And once you're back at the top, just turn it back to the good side, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and that will stabilize everything into position. So once you have that done, you can just continue to move on in your project with double crochet, because the double crochet is done at the very top of this particular example. And then we're going to move on to the final for this series, for this particular video today, and this is going to be waterfall number 5 coming up next. Okay, let's begin waterfall number 5. It just means that we're going down even deeper, so you can go even further down if you wanted to. 5 is pretty good. Remember, you really do need the shaft work in order to make that kind of happen, so just keep that in mind. Let's begin in real time showing you how to do it, and then we'll talk our way through 3 stitches. It's always possible to drop stitches on the stuff, of course. So that's done. So you can see that it's floating in the space. So these just float and the bottom one is anchored. So you'll notice that those will settle out as you're adding more to the space. So because there's 3 stitches empty here, that's why I have 3 going in. So let's pull this out and show you how to do waterfall number 5 in verbal format. Let's begin. So let's begin waterfall number 5. So before you go into the space, you need to wrap it and insert into the space and go to the back. And I need you to wrap this hook twice. So you need to see it going over top of your hook twice. Once you're satisfied, bring this back to the front of the work through the space. Use your fingernail and just push the hook and allow those stitches just to slide up the shaft. And then you're going to come into the next space that's available to you right there. So going in, and you're going to wrap twice and make sure that you can see the 2 stitches on, or the 2 loops on the hook, and once you're happy with it, you're going to bring it back to the space and then use your fingernail and help push that up your shaft. You're going to come into the next space and wrap twice, and once you're satisfied, bring it forward and using your fingernail just to hold it and keep pushing. Finally, you're going to come into the last one here, and so you'll go in and you still will wrap twice. So you see the 2, but this time continue to turn the project over and aim the hook right into the stitch that you're going for, and you want to push that in. Just keep everything nice and even on your shaft of your hook. In double crochet, things are always like it would be as a regular double crochet. So we want to just yarn over, pull through the stitch, and everything's in sets of 2s. The only time it's different is when these bars are in play. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and the bar. The bar represents a top of a stitch. And to help you see that better, you can push that down to make sure that the bar isn't behind. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Chain space, I call it as a bar. And then just push your hook down so that you can push it behind. And you can get much faster at this. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. So you keep doing the same thing until you're back at the top. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. And once you're at the top, just turn it to the right side of the work, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. So this is all just floating, it's all movable except for the very base here that's anchored in, and then we're going to begin again. So let's start again. So wrap the hook before going into the first space. And once you're over there, wrap twice and make sure that you can see it on the hook twice. Once you're happy, bring it back through and use your fingernail to push down. So I'm just pushing the hook, I'm just leaving my thumb there. Next one, down, wrap twice and back through. Okay. You want to make sure that the yarn strands, when they go onto the hook, just stay in the correct order. So wrap twice and bring back. So that's why I'm using my thumb. It's just helping it. So if I kind of force things, it may make one strand jump over the other, and then therefore they'll get tangled and it will not be your lucky day. So now you're going to come to the last space. So when you're going in there, you wrap twice, and this time, because it is the last space, you turn the project over and immediately look for the stitch that you want to go into, and you want to stick it in, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and then work your way back up. Make sure that these are nice and flat on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. And that takes you to the top, so turn it to the right side of the work and finish it. So yarn over, pull through 2 and 2. Pretty cool, right? One last time, yarn over, going into the space. Wrap twice, make sure you can see it on the hook twice, and bring it back to the good side and slide. Next one, down, wrap twice and bring it back to the good side and push down. Next one, wrap twice and pull through and push. We have the last one. So in the last one we want to wrap twice, and we want to continue to turn the project over so that we can go into the assigned stitch. And you're going to go in, keep everything nice and flat on the hook, yarn over, pull through the stitch itself, and now go in sets of 2. So yarn over, pull through the first set of 2, and now the next one, pull through the set of 2 and the bar. The bar is the top of a stitch, and it's going to be what's holding it to the framework. So yarn over, pull through the 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Keep going. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. That takes you to the back, or to the top of the project. Turn it around, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2, and that will conclude then waterfall number 5. So then to move on, you just double crochet yourself what you want to in order to keep this kind of good. So what I'm going to do next in the tutorial is I'm going to walk you through that demonstration sheet that I showed you at the very beginning and why I created that and what else you can do with this particular concept. And this here is the waterfall stitch in double crochet with the double crochet top. And I'll see you in that section of the video next. So welcome to the second part of this tutorial, and all of the second part for this series is going to be the same. So once you watch it once on the one video, it's the same. So what we have here is a worksheet. There's a total of 6 pages in order to do it. It explains what this is of the waterfall. Basically you're working with the same stitch work and then you're just falling down into the spaces that exist. You're using the framework of this in order to hold it back. Just because I have 3 stitches coming down doesn't mean it's always 3. It could just be 1. It could be a multiple, and it could also be a stepping, and it could also be diagonals. So what I've done is that I've just created some notes here for you. The trick that you need to know with this most of all is that using a hook without a comfort grip is a lot easier. You need a great swath of the shaft in order to play with this kind of stitch. So just keep that in mind. So as we're just flipping our way through, we have some strategy for you. So let me just zoom you in and we'll talk quickly about that. This is just a little stitch diagram that I made, and most of them going beyond this are just the same diagram, but they're just changed in the stitches just to show that you can practice exactly what I just showed you. So what we have here is that you can see that we have waterfall 2. It falls down. You can see 1, 2. This one here is waterfall 3. It's 1, 2, 3 goes down. And so the 1 is the stitch that you're creating, 2 is the next one down. That's how it's working. So you're going to notice is that it just doesn't always go down straight. It can go down on an angle if it's leaving holes in a different angle. So it can go down in this angle, it could be in a different angle. And you can also combine these stitches so that you can increase the stitches as or increase the spaces so that there's more stitches. So you could actually have a waterfall 2, waterfall 3, and a waterfall 4 to create a diagonal shape here for geometrics. So you can do anything like that. And so you can just continually go down. So this is a really neat idea. So just because we've just been going straight down doesn't mean that we have to, and it can be a combination of many things. So let's keep flipping in the paper. So as explained, we have the universal symbol. The universal symbol may not have the symbol of a single crochet at the top. It may also just, this here could be a double crochet. So you have to refer to the instructions that a designer is providing to you because they may have something different. So it's a kind of a universal symbol. So you'll see this. So this here is showing that it's a double crochet here. So it's a double crochet waterfall here, but it's a single crochet here at the top. So this is a waterfall that's falling down as a double crochet but ends with a single crochet. So that's something that you have to just keep in mind. So just watch your symbols, and that's moving on. So let's keep flipping along and let's go to the next example. So here's an example of the single crochet that we did in this series. This here is chaining of 28 and then single crochet, second chain from the hook, and then we're creating these spaces as we go along. So you can follow the chart in order to make that, so you can test this. And if you're following it right, row number 6 is how we started, and we started with the waterfall number 2, then we went 3, 4, and 5. So it just shows you this here is the stitch key to tell you what it is. So we have number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and remember that number 1 of any one of these is the stitch that you're putting in. So that's 1 and 2. So this makes it waterfall 2 and etc. and you can work your way through that. Let's keep flipping. This here is waterfalls with half double crochet. So the very top stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So our execution to start the stitch is different than from a single crochet. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, but we are just filling it in with this half double crochets. So we have waterfall 2, 3, 4, and 5, just how I explained it before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and or sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. So you can follow this again. This is again chain 28, second chain from the hook starts your single crochet. You can make the framework in order to have this. So let's keep flipping in this page. This here was also the same diagram but done as a double crochet instead. So the very top of this is a double crochet. You can see that is here as well. So you got 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so it's just coming straight on down. This is chain 28 to start, and basically when we go to do this is that your second chain from the hook is a single crochet, and then you create the framework, and then the last row is the waterfall coming in. Remember that the last row that you're providing in, this is considered 1 and 2. That's why it's dropping down to 2. So it's 2 and then 3, 4 and 5. So waterfall number 1 would not exist because you're not dropping down anything beyond that. So this is kind of neat, and so this would be then the double crochet one that you would see. So in the end, it's a really neat concept. I was actually really quite thrilled with this. I was like up all night because I was so excited about this particular concept. I've never seen anything like it. I think it's really neat. It provides really good geometrics as far as like coming straight down. You could do your angles, and I just think it's a really nice clean finish. And the back of these things, even though we've been looking at the front the whole time, the back of them actually looks pretty decent too. So it's something that if your blanket turned over, it would be okay, but the front side is obviously the ideal side. So it's a really neat idea. This is the waterfall stitch, and hopefully that you enjoy and you have great value of learning something new today. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.